I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. Is there further discussion or debate on the amendment?
Mr. Chairman,
Gentleman from Texas is
one
recognized.
thing, and I'm not going to dwell on it in the interest of time. I do want to note there is significant indication, has been referenced by my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, that there's no backing by the American people. AP poll, 68% of United States adults believe that President Biden is engaged in illegal or unethical but not illegal conduct. 35% say illegal, 33% say unethical but not illegal. That's all while we're going through the hearings and looking at the conduct that we see before us. So there is a significant amount, and not just Republicans, significant amount of independents, some Democrats, who believe that the president, as vice president, as private citizen, has engaged in conduct that is deserving of looking into it. To answer the gentleman's question, the question before us, I think, is whether President Biden used his office for his personal gain or his family's gain, whether there was influence peddling involved, whether there was international dollars flowing to the president as vice president or as private citizen after leaving the office of the vice presidency. And we have an obligation to follow those dollars. That's point one. Point two is whether or not the vice president then lied about said behavior, repeatedly saying, I never talked business with anybody with respect to his son's business dealings. We have ample evidence on the record indicating that there was, in fact, presence by the president when he was the vice president at business dealings of Hunter and knew full well that that kind of behavior was ongoing. Thirdly, and importantly, is whether or not there's been rampant obstruction by virtue of what we've seen out of the Department of Justice with the orders going down to say that you're going to say that this is, under investigation, that you're not going to answer those questions. What exactly happened, by the way, with Weiss cutting this sweetheart deal? Suddenly the judge says no, that's a bad deal. Suddenly then there's going to be actual real indictments that followed from that in September and then notably last week. Following those dollars, looking to see what exactly happened. I've got double pages here of all of the ways in which the Department of Justice has breached standard protocol, allowing the statute of limitations, very quite likely purposely, allowing the statute of limitations to lapse on tax problems from 2014 and 2015, very specifically, because that was most likely to be tied to the time at which Vice President Biden was involved. There are numerous things I could go down the list of, but there are lots of things the American people want to know the truth about. We're going to continue to pursue the truth, and that's what this is about. I yield back.
Would the gentleman?
Is there further discussion or debate in the amendment?